Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2025 BMW 330i xDrive. This model is finished off in Brooklyn Gray Metallic with the M Sport package, the driver assistance package, along with the premium package. MSRP is just over $58,000. So we have a very nicely spec'd 3 Series, and we'll start off with what this is powered by. Underneath the hood, you will find the 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's also paired to the mild hybrid system along with the 8-speed automatic. Pumps out 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. Sent through that xDrive all-wheel drive system, this can do 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds, and with that M drivers package, top speed is increased to 155 miles an hour. And then as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 26 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. Now as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice a lot of gloss black accents. There's also a forward-facing camera, active grille shutters, the sensor for distance pacing, all of the traditional parking sensors, and then lots of cutouts in the lower section as well. There's also a dark housing for all of the LEDs, and then a few crisp lines coming down the hood to give it a nice design. You'll notice more gloss black for these wheels. It's also on the power folding side mirrors where there's a camera and a turn signal. It's on all of the window trim, and then this model also has a sunroof. You'll notice two really nice lines in the lower side skirt and the lower section of the door there. And then in back, there's a body colored spoiler, backup camera, LEDs for all of the lighting. There's parking sensors, more gloss black, and the dual exhaust. Now this does have remote start, so you can use the key fob. And it's pretty quiet for this model, which is expected. But you can also use the key fob to shut it off as well. And then you can use the key fob again or the control underneath to open up the trunk, where this has a good bit of space for this 3 Series. Now there's no storage under the floor, but you do have the option of folding down the back seats. You have some tie down hooks too, so you can place in a good amount of items for that cargo space. And then you can close the trunk or lock the vehicle. If you lock it, just grab any door handle and you can unlock and lock the vehicle. Now this has Harman Kardon for the audio. There's interior lighting with all the brushed aluminum accents, storage in the lower section, and then the solid black interior. And as I fold this seat down, you can see a pretty large cutout, so you can fit in several things. And then at my height, 5'10", I have a good bit of space. Now there's no storage pockets behind the front seats, but you have vents, temperature adjustments, auxiliaries too, and I have about a ½ inch or so of headroom. So it's pretty comfortable. You get your armrest and a place to put additional drinks, and you can fold down that middle seat by itself if needed. And then up front, you do get memory seating adjustments. There's all of your window controls, trunk release, more storage, more lighting, really nice design. And then with your automatic seats, you do have one manual adjustment for the leg support. And it's a pretty low vehicle, so it's easy to step over the door sill. And we are greeted with the solid leather steering wheel. Flat bottom design to it, all of the brushed accents, they're even on the paddle shifters. All the cruise control settings are on the left, and then you have volume tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. And then you have quite a lot that you can go through within the gauge cluster here. So there's all this content depending on what you would like to see. And then depending on what you pull up, you can change the layout as well. So let's get into miles per hour there just to show the differences. So in layout, you can change that just depending on how you want to view it. And then you do have some head-up display information that you can go through as needed. You have headlight adjustments on the left with one air vent, and then with the infotainment system, the lower section is going to be fixed. So you can quickly get into all the info, and you can use the shortcuts down below to further do that. So there's a lot of icons here, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. On the home screen, you have this split view. So you can go through info on that left side, and then you have shortcuts for your climates, your nav and music, your heated seats, heated steering wheel, and temperature adjustments. There's ambient lighting underneath that, along with more vents and this really neat trim accent, which works its way to the lower section here, where there's power, volume, tuning, and then defrosters. And this also has cup holders, auxiliaries, and wireless charging in the back there. And then there's the shortcuts, so you can easily go through that system. And then when you push the shifter forwards, that is for reverse, where this has automatic parking, the backup assistance, and then the 360 view. So you can easily see around the entire vehicle, and there's also a forward-facing angle in full screen. There's drive and sport mode, which allows you to use the paddles and then park behind that. traction control, parking sensors, engine start stop, and then 3 different driving modes depending on the throttle response that you would like. Auto hold in the e-brake, then there's an auxiliary and storage in the armrest, locking glove box with plenty of space, and then garage door buttons, dome lights, and controls for both that sunshade and sunroof. And then a look at visibility from the driver's seat here, where you can see around very nicely. And we're still in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And just a minor acceleration, and we can get up to speed there. And again, the paddles are very responsive. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the 330. Looks nearly identical to a lot of the other BMW models with the latest lineup with all the tech features and just how everything looks. It's a nice place to be. And like I mentioned earlier, if you do want more performance or more power, you do have 2 other 3 Series options to go with. But this is perfect for just an average daily commuter. You get the refinements, the luxury feelings, but you know, from point A to point B, you're definitely going to get a very nice ride in a luxury feeling for the price point too. So in today's market, where a lot of vehicles are getting super expensive, this is in the $50,000 range, which is right around the average price of a brand new vehicle today. And for what you are getting, I mean, you can get into a luxury brand like this over some of the other competitors, which would start to creep up to the high 40s, maybe just break 50 grand for not much more, depending on how you spec it, of course. You can get into a BMW like this. So really good option to go with, very sound too. So not loud by any means. And you have a lot of tech at your fingertips here. So definitely a great option to go with. And that is going to wrap it up for the 330i xDrive. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.